There is a conversation coming for you, Capricorn. Not the kind you plan for. Not the kind you schedule in your calendar or rehearse in your head the night before. This is the kind of conversation that arrives like a quiet knock on a door you thought you had sealed shut for good. It comes from someone you know, or perhaps from someone who has only recently entered your life, and it will carry words that reach past your careful walls and land somewhere deep inside you, in a place where you keep the things you do not say out loud. You have spent so long building your reputation, your stability, your plans. You have worked in silence when others celebrated. You have kept your head down when others looked for praise. And now, without you fully realizing it, the universe has been quietly arranging something on your behalf. Something is about to be said to you that you have needed to hear for a very long time. It may come gently, without drama, almost like a passing remark, but you will feel it land. You will feel it the way you feel the first cool breeze when summer has gone on too long. This conversation is not an accident. Every choice you have made, every discipline you have held, every time you pushed through when everything in you wanted to quit, has been leading to this moment. The 11 clues you are about to hear are the signs that this conversation is already close. Pay attention, Capricorn. Something important is on its way. Clue 1. You have started feeling restless in silence. For most of your life, Capricorn, silence has been your friend. You do not need noise to feel alive. You do not need constant conversation or the comfort of chatter to feel like things are moving. You have always been comfortable sitting with your thoughts, planning in your mind, working through problems on your own. But lately, something has shifted. The silence that once felt like a sanctuary has started to feel like a holding room. You sit with it, and instead of peace, you find yourself waiting. Waiting for something to happen. Waiting for someone to speak. Waiting for a message that has not yet arrived. This restlessness is not anxiety, even if it feels that way at times. It is not worry in the traditional sense. It is something more specific. It is the feeling of a person who is standing at a door, hand on the knob, knowing that something is on the other side, but not yet sure when to turn. Saturn, your ruling planet, governs time. And part of what Saturn teaches you is patience. But there is a difference between the patience of waiting and the patience of readiness. What you are feeling now is the patience of readiness. You have done the work. You have prepared yourself. You have spent months, maybe even years, quietly building the version of yourself that is capable of receiving what is coming. And now your soul knows it is close. The restlessness you feel in silence is not a sign that something is wrong. It is a sign that your system is on alert. Something important is approaching, and some part of you already knows it. Do not try to quiet this feeling by filling your days with more tasks. Do not try to outrun it by working longer hours. Sit with it instead. Let it guide your attention. When the restlessness points you toward a person, a memory, or a thought that keeps returning, follow that thread carefully. Because that thread, more often than not, leads directly to the conversation that is coming. Clue 2. Someone from your past has been crossing your mind. You are practical, Capricorn. You do not usually spend a lot of time living in the past. You are not the type to romanticize what was. You are more comfortable looking ahead, planning, building toward what could be. So when someone from your past starts crossing your mind repeatedly, and you cannot quite explain why, it is worth paying attention to. This has been happening to you. Maybe it is someone you lost touch with over time. Maybe it is someone with whom things ended without a real conversation. Maybe it is someone who hurt you or someone you hurt without fully meaning to. Maybe it is just someone who mattered to you once, in a way that you never fully acknowledged out loud. The mind does not bring people back without a reason. When a person keeps appearing in your thoughts, especially when you are doing something unrelated, when you are working or trying to fall asleep or driving to a familiar place, it is because there is unfinished energy between you. Not necessarily unfinished business in a dramatic sense. Sometimes it is simply that a chapter between two people was closed without the right words being spoken. And now the universe is preparing to reopen it. The conversation that is coming may involve this person. It may not be a confrontation. It may not even be emotional in the way you fear. In fact, for you, Capricorn, one of the greatest fears around certain conversations is that you will be asked to be vulnerable in ways that feel exposing. But this upcoming conversation may surprise you. It may arrive in a form you did not expect, from a direction you did not anticipate, and it may feel less like a wound and more like a release. Pay attention to who keeps crossing your mind. Write the name down if you have to. because that person may be the one who delivers the words you have needed to hear the most. If what you are hearing feels accurate, know that it could happen if you applied this energy consistently for 21 consecutive days. That is the 21-day challenge pinned at the top of this channel. It is built around daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you are tired of staying in the same cycle, that structure is exactly what has been missing. Clue 3. Your words have been choosing themselves more carefully. You have always been thoughtful with your words, Capricorn. You are not someone who speaks carelessly. You think before you speak. You weigh what you are about to say before you say it. That is part of your nature. But lately, the way you have been choosing your words has felt different. You have noticed yourself pausing longer before responding. You have caught yourself about to say something and then pulling back, reconsidering, reaching for something more honest or more precise. There are conversations you have been having with people in your life, and you are showing up to those conversations in a new way. You are saying less of what is expected and more of what is actually true. This is significant. For you, this kind of shift is never accidental. You are an earth sign. You are grounded and deliberate. When something changes in the way you communicate, it is because something has changed internally first. What is happening inside you right now is a kind of preparation. Your whole system is aligning itself for a conversation that requires you to be fully present and fully honest. You cannot show up to that conversation with rehearsed answers or polished deflections. You can only show up as you actually are. And your soul has been quietly rehearsing for that. Every time you paused before speaking this week, every time you chose the more vulnerable truth over the easier answer, every time you let yourself be seen a little more than usual, all of that has been practice. And the fact that it has felt natural, not forced, tells you that you are ready. The conversation that is coming will need the real version of you. Not the composed version, not the one who has all the answers, not the one who makes everything look effortless. It will need the version of you who can say what is actually true, and trust that it is enough. Clue 4. You have been dreaming more than usual. Capricorn is not typically known as the most dreamy of the signs. You are practical. You are grounded. You tend to trust what you can see and measure, not what floats through your mind at 3 in the morning. And yet lately, your dreams have been unusually vivid. You have been waking up and carrying images with you into the day. Scenes that felt significant even when you could not explain why. Maybe you have dreamed of water, which often signals emotional depth or transition. Maybe you have dreamed of houses, which can represent the self and the many rooms within you that you have not yet opened. Maybe you have dreamed of conversations that felt real, with people whose voices you could hear clearly, even if the words dissolved when you opened your eyes. Your subconscious mind is not separate from the conversation that is coming. In fact, it is already processing it. The deeper parts of your psyche are preparing the ground for something your waking mind has not fully accepted yet. Saturn rules discipline and structure, but dreams are one of the few places where Saturn loosens its grip. In your dreams, you allow yourself to feel what you spend your waking hours managing. And what your dreams have been telling you lately is that a door is opening, that something is shifting, that there is a message being prepared for you and you are, on some level, already receiving it. If you have been dismissing these dreams as meaningless, that is understandable. That is your practical nature doing what it does. But try something different this week. When you wake up from a dream that felt significant, write one sentence about it. Just one. What did it feel like? Not what happened, but what did it feel like? Because the feeling is the real message. And the real message is pointing you toward the conversation you need. Clue 5. A relationship has been asking for more depth. There is someone in your life right now who has been slowly, perhaps almost invisibly, shifting the way they show up with you. Maybe it is a friend you have known for years, someone with whom you have always maintained a certain comfortable distance. Maybe it is a partner who has been gently, patiently, persistently trying to reach a part of you that you have not let them reach before. Maybe it is a colleague who has surprised you with a level of honesty you did not expect from a professional relationship. This person has been moving closer to you, not in a threatening way, not in a way that demands something you cannot give, but in a way that quietly invites you to go a little deeper than you normally allow yourself to go. For Capricorn, depth in relationships is earned slowly. You do not throw open your doors. You have been burned before by trusting too fast, and you have learned from that. So you let people in gradually, in layers over time. But this relationship has been patient with you. This person has been consistent. They have shown up when it mattered. They have not asked you to be someone you are not. And now they are gently standing at a threshold with you. Not pushing, not demanding, but simply present, waiting to see if you are ready to go a little further. The conversation that is coming may come from this person. It may be the moment when the depth they have been offering you finally meets the depth you have been quietly building. And when those two depths meet, what gets spoken in that moment has the power to change the entire shape of the relationship. Be ready. Be open. What you have to give this person is more than you have shown them, and they already sense it. Clue 6. You have been letting go of a story you told yourself. Every sign carries a story, a personal narrative that explains who you are, where you came from, why things happen the way they did. For Capricorn, the story often has something to do with difficulty. You have often told yourself a version of your life that centers on how hard things have been, how much you have had to earn everything you have, how little came easily, how you built yourself from the ground up without much help. And there is truth in that story. You have worked hard. You have faced real difficulty. You have not had things handed to you. That story has served a purpose. It has given you discipline, it has given you drive, it has kept you moving when others might have stopped. But lately, something in you has started questioning that story, or at least softening around its edges. You have started noticing moments of grace that do not fit the narrative of struggle. You have started acknowledging help you received that you previously minimized. You have started wondering if the hardness of your path was not the only truth, but just one part of a much larger story. This shift is enormous for you, Capricorn. Letting go of a long-held story about yourself is not a small thing. It is an act of tremendous courage, especially for a sign that values certainty and does not easily move from a position once it has been taken. But you are moving. Slowly, quietly, in the way you do everything. And the conversation that is coming is going to meet you in this softened place. It is going to say something to you that resonates not with the old story but with the new one you are beginning to write. Be ready to receive it without needing to defend the old version. The new version is truer, and you know it. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Clue 7. You have been more honest in small moments. Not every act of courage is dramatic. Not every breakthrough announces itself. For you, Capricorn, some of the most significant changes happening right now are taking place in the small moments. The moment you told someone the truth instead of the convenient answer. The moment you admitted, even quietly to yourself, that you did not have it as together as you have been pretending. The moment you said, "I do not know," instead of projecting confidence you were not actually feeling. These small acts of honesty are not small at all. For a sign that works very hard to appear capable and in control, admitting uncertainty or need is an enormous act of bravery. And you have been doing it. Maybe not loudly, maybe not in ways anyone else has fully noticed, but you have been doing it. And here is what is happening as a result. The walls around you are getting thinner, not weaker. Thinner. There is a difference. You are not losing your strength. You are not becoming someone who falls apart. You are becoming someone who can be reached. And that matters enormously for the conversation that is approaching, because what is coming cannot land if you are fully sealed. It needs at least a small opening. It needs to find a Capricorn who is willing to receive something, not just process something. You have been creating that opening with your small honest moments. Keep going. The conversation is close, and when it arrives, your willingness to be just a little more real than usual will determine how much it can change you. Clue 8. A question has been living inside you. There is a question you have been carrying around with you, Capricorn. Maybe it has been there for months, maybe longer. You have not asked it out loud because you are not entirely sure who to ask it to, or because some part of you is afraid of what the answer might require of you. But the question is there. You feel it when you are sitting alone and the day gets quiet. You feel it when a conversation ends and you realize it did not go as deep as you needed it to go. You feel it when you are looking at your life from a certain angle and something feels slightly off from what you had imagined it would feel like by now. The question might be about your purpose. It might be about a relationship. It might be about something you gave up that you are now wondering if you should have held on to. It might be about who you are becoming versus who you have been. You have kept this question internal because that is your nature. You do not ask for guidance easily. You do not admit confusion to others without first being certain that admitting it will not cost you something. But this question has been growing. It has been getting louder even as you try to work around it. And here is what the universe wants you to understand right now. The conversation that is coming has your answer. Maybe not the full answer. Maybe not the answer you expected or the one that wraps everything up neatly. But something is going to be said to you that speaks directly to the question you have not yet asked out loud. And when you hear it, you will recognize it. You will feel that specific quiet that comes when something true lands in exactly the right place. Clue 9. You have noticed who shows up consistently. You have been watching, Capricorn. You always have been. You are an observer. You notice things that others miss. You track patterns. You measure consistency. And lately, you have been watching the people in your life more carefully than usual, perhaps without even meaning to. You have been noticing who shows up. Not just who is present when things are good, but who is present when things are hard. Who checks in without needing to be asked. Who remembers the details you mentioned once in passing. Who adjusts their behavior based on what you need rather than what is convenient for them. This careful watching is not paranoia or distrust. It is discernment, and it is one of your great gifts. But something new is mixed into it now. You are not just cataloging who is reliable. You are also starting to feel something like gratitude, something like recognition for the ones who keep showing up. And that recognition is softening something in you. It is making you want to say something to those people. Something you have probably held back for too long. Something honest and warm and true. Words that acknowledge what their presence has meant to you. The conversation that is coming may be precisely this. Not someone else speaking to you first, but you finally speaking what you have felt. Capricorn, you are not cold. You are not incapable of warmth. You just tend to let your actions speak while your words stay stored inside. But sometimes the people who deserve your words have been patient long enough. And the moment you speak them will change everything. Clue 10. Your ambition is shifting in a new direction. For most of your life, your ambition has pointed in a very specific direction. You knew what success looked like. You knew the markers of achievement you were working toward. Position, stability, recognition, security. These things mattered deeply to you, and you worked relentlessly toward them. But something has been happening lately that you might not have fully named yet. Your ambition is shifting. It is not disappearing. You are still ambitious. You will always be ambitious. That is simply who you are. But the direction of the ambition is changing. You are less interested in achieving for the sake of achievement. You are more interested in building something that feels meaningful, something that aligns with the deeper values you have been reconnecting with. You are asking yourself more quietly than ever whether the things you have been working toward are actually the things you want. And in some cases, the honest answer has been no. This shift is uncomfortable for a sign that values certainty and forward motion. Changing direction, even slightly, can feel like failure to a Capricorn who has always known exactly where they were going. But this is not failure. This is evolution. This is your soul outgrowing a version of success that no longer fits who you are becoming. And the conversation that is coming will speak to this. Someone is going to say something that either confirms the new direction you have been considering, or that opens a door you did not know was available. Either way, what gets said is going to help you move forward with more clarity and more courage than you have had in a while. Clue 11. You are becoming someone who can actually receive. This may be the most important clue of all. Capricorn, you have spent so much of your life giving effort, giving support, giving your time, giving your discipline to everyone and everything around you. You know how to show up. You know how to work. You know how to carry weight. But receiving has always been harder for you. Receiving love, receiving help, receiving acknowledgement, receiving good news with real joy rather than immediate suspicion that something will go wrong. Receiving a compliment without deflecting it back. These things have always required more from you than the giving ever did. But something is changing. You are starting to open your hands a little. You are starting to let people hand things to you instead of always being the one who hands things to others. You are starting to let moments of goodness be good, without immediately calculating when the difficulty will return. This shift is enormous. It is quiet and it is enormous. And it means that when the conversation that is coming actually arrives, you will be in a position to truly receive what is being said. Not process it, not immediately figure out what it means for your next plan, not deflect it with humor or practicality. Actually receive it. Let it land. Let it change you. The universe has been trying to get a message to you for a very long time, Capricorn. And you have been finally opening up the channel to let it through. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. You came into this world with an extraordinary set of tools, Capricorn. Saturn gave you structure. The Earth gave you patience. The sea goat gave you the ability to climb what others cannot even approach. You have always known how to work. You have always known how to persist. You have always known how to build. But for all of your strength, there is a part of you that has kept certain doors locked from the inside. Not out of weakness, out of self-protection, out of a wisdom earned the hard way, through experiences that taught you not to open too easily, not to trust too quickly, not to let your guard down until you were absolutely certain it was safe to do so. What these 11 clues have been pointing toward is a moment of extraordinary safety. Not the kind of safety that comes from controlling every outcome. Not the kind that comes from having all the answers before the question is even asked. The kind that comes from being so solidly grounded in who you are that you can afford to open the door. Because you know, even if someone walks through it and disappoints you, you will still be standing. You have proven that to yourself more times than you can count. The conversation that is coming is not a test of your strength. It is an invitation to your wholeness. It is the universe handing you something you have quietly, patiently, persistently earned. A truth that will shift the way you see yourself. A word that will reach the place where you have been holding something that needed to be released. A moment of genuine connection that will remind you why all the discipline and all the sacrifice and all the years of building in silence were worth it. Not because they produced a result on paper, but because they built a person who is finally ready to be seen. You are ready, Capricorn. The conversation is coming, and this time let it in.